Monday. It's starting now. I'm just checking if everything is working perfectly as usual. Every Monday, I need to check everything, that the camera is there, that everything is working well. This is Raphael, the world's medium, every Monday live on YouTube, on Instagram as well. This is Talk to Spirit, the show where you can ask questions. You can ask to reconnect with spirits from the other side. So of course, I always have to check that everything is rolling, as you know. I think it is working perfectly. As usual, it's been doing that for weeks and weeks and weeks. So I shall hope that I finally got it. I can make it work. Yes, I think I'm already on YouTube. I'm on Facebook. I'm all around. So for the people just joining right now, my name is Raphael, the world's medium. I have been a psychic and a medium for the past, since I was born, basically. I connect with spirits who crossed over. And this is my job. I facilitate for people, for real people, to actually connect with people from other dimensions. And I kind of build the link. This is what a medium does. So if you want to ask a question, if you want to connect with someone you haven't talked for a long time because they crossed over, they crossed on the other side, feel free typing in the name of the person, and then we will do, we'll try to reconnect with them. That's what I will do. So I'm going to start Instagram Live right now because it's also on Instagram Live. It's checking the connection. You know, I do everything in this house. I cook, I do the medium, I do everything. So I just wanted to remind you, my name is Raphael. I am the world's medium. I am a psychic and a medium. I've been working as a psychic and a medium for many years, but also I've been connecting with spirits since I was born. It started a long time ago. And right now, if you want to reconnect with a spirit that you feel could be interested for you to reconnect with, just type in the name of the spirit. You can join me on YouTube. YouTube is the main place where the show is taking place tonight. So you could totally join me by, if you're on Instagram right now, you can just like click on the bio. There's a link there. You can click on it and then join me on YouTube. But you can also type in your question right now on Instagram if there's a person you want to reconnect with, someone who died, obviously, or maybe some ancestors that you don't know a lot about. Maybe they will want to come across tonight and talk to you through me. And we'll talk to spirit. This is the whole point of the show tonight. You can start typing in your question. Let me tell you a little more about how all that happened in my life, and why, how the whole thing happened. So I tell the story quite a lot, but this is like the first time I'm on Instagram Live, so I will tell you the story again. Basically, I was born in France, and I always felt like there were strange things happening in my house. It's in the home where I grew up. I could see things, shapes on the walls, on the wallpaper. Sometimes it felt like wallpaper. Sometimes it felt like spirits or ghosts appearing on that wallpaper. I didn't like it. I didn't know what it was, but all the trees that were part of this wallpaper were turning into skulls. And it was really, really scary. And I would hear strange noises. It was just really strange. I was always very scared when I was a child of these things that I could feel or see. I wasn't sure what was that. It was really, really not really clear. And then moving on much later in my life, what happened is my parents have a beach house in France in a place called Le Touquet. This is where the President Macron has a house as well, but whatever. And there's a big house that we have there. And I used to go there for vacation when I was a child. And then I would go sometimes with friends. It's a house just by the sea. It's very, very nice. And there was always some kind of weird, dark feeling in there. Even if the house was really big and, by the sea, and it was, I have good memories in there. But on top of the staircase, basically there was this wooden staircase, and everyone would always fall on this staircase. So my sister, my aunt, the babies, the dogs, everyone fell off these stairs. Like, I can't think of anyone. I didn't. I was kind of lucky. But these stairs, people would be in there and just fall down. It was just a disaster. I hated these stairs. And then on my 21st birthday, I went to that house with my best friend. And in the middle of the night, I went to the bathroom, and the bathroom is like close to the stairs. And there, on the stairs, there was this horrible green ghost that felt really cold and upset. And I feel that the person that appeared drowned, like a while ago. And it was not nice. It was not happy. It was very cold, very upset. It was not a good vibe. It was really not great. And at first I didn't know what it was, but I knew this person had drowned, and they were really upset, and they were wearing a hat, they were green, and they were really, really upset, really angry at me and angry at everyone, at the whole world. And it took me many years to understand who that person was. I always felt that this person was some ancestors of mine that were just not happy. I didn't know what it was. And then later I found out that the house was actually not bought by my family. This house, my family used to have a bank like a long time ago. And the house was basically, there was a loan on the house from our bank. And then the person could not pay for the house anymore. And the bank, my family, took the house from them. And the person that is in the house right now, actually now it's not really there anymore because I did some work on it, but it was the original owner of the house who was very upset because his house was taken from him. His family was, he lost everything through that. And what happened in my life is, and that's the reason why I'm the world's medium, I traveled all around the world and lived from London to Paris to LA to all over. And I never felt home in Ibiza, in Mexico, in Qatar. So I've been all over and it never really feels home. I always feel a little bit like a gypsy, maybe like a ghost, if you could say. And I realized that this was my punishment because my ancestor who had the bank had exactly the name as mine, Raphael. And this is the one who the ghost was upset against. And recently, 2 years ago, I was in Austria and I asked my mentor what I could do for that ghost because there was nothing I could do. He was very, very upset at me and stuck in there, and he probably died in a very bad situation. And so it was really, really difficult for me to know what to do. And eventually I did some kind of ritual. I spoke to him and I told him that I was apologizing in the name of the family that we took his home, but that it was not a reason for me to always feel that way, a bit like a gypsy and never feeling home. And since I've done that, it feels more home for me. And so that was the first real encounter with a spirit. And I thought, this is weird. This is not cool. This is weird. And that's kind of how it all started, because that's the question people will ask me. And then moving on, I lived my life as an entertainer. I worked as a DJ, a TV host. I've done a bit of acting. So I travel around the world doing this. And until I moved to LA, actually, I moved to Hollywood in 2011. And then I would never think I would ever work as a psychic. I mean, it was like, for me, it was something that was not really defined. It was nothing special. It was not something that could actually be a job, or I was in entertainment, in music, and I didn't really care about that. But what happened is that the house I moved in Hollywood, it was a little bungalow on, how was it, Fontaine Avenue. So yeah, it was on Fontaine Avenue. There's a little street, and then there's Greenacre Avenue. And so in between, there's a few bungalows in there. And I had one of them. And in fact, this street is where they filmed Nightmare on Elm Street. Was filmed 2 streets away from where I was staying. And I was always very scared in that bungalow. And in the end, there was actually a ghost in that bungalow, some woman that was taking all my energy. I was freaking out. It was just horrible. And then some of my plans in LA did not work according to plans. And one day, I saw a psychic close to the DMV, where I was supposed to do my driving license, close to Gold's Gym. There's a DMV place. So I went there, and then there was a problem in my date of birth, and everything was fucked up in terms of like how everything started for me there. And then I went to see a psychic very close to the DMV. It says psychic $5. I went there, I knocked at the door, and there was this woman there called Michelle. She said, "My name is Michelle. I just arrived here from New York and I'm doing readings. And usually it's not $5, but because you saw that in the house, I'll do it for you for $5. So she did a reading for me. And she said to me, you need to do the same job as what I'm doing. You have this gift and you should do that. And all the doors will open for you when you start." And that's how I started for real, and everything worked out really well. I had a lot of clients very quickly, and then I started to communicate more with spirits and do more mediumship, and that's where I'm here now, and that was 10 years ago. So for the past 10 years, I've been traveling all over and doing that. And so anyway, that's kind of my life was, how can I explain it, pushed me to do that, but it was not part of a plan or anything. It's because of this ghost, the first one in my family's house, but also the second one in the bungalow in Hollywood. So these 2 things really, really, really changed my life. These 2 ghosts wanted me to pushed me to become a medium and to do that full time. So that's why I'm here tonight. I remind you, my name is Raphael. I'm the world's medium. This show right now is on YouTube. It's a show where Kristen is here. I want to say hi on YouTube. This is a show where you can type in a name of a person you would like to reconnect. Maybe it's a friend that you have lost a while ago. Maybe it's a parent. And the idea is to reconnect with them and see what kind of vibe I'm getting from them, and then build a connection. So this is a little bit experimental, because usually I do sessions really privately with people. They come to my house or they send me a message. We do it on Zoom, and then we focus on them. But here, This is like an experimental kind of show where you can type in the name of someone and see what we get and what we can see. So I have my notebook right here. And so it's very simple how I operate. I have some pens. Sometimes I draw, I write things, and it's a great way to reconnect. But let me tell you a little something, where do we go when we die? Because that's something that some people really wonder, what happened when you die? Do we just die and that's it and it's finished? Or do we go to another dimension? Or do we stay as a ghost like what happened in my parents' beach house in France? Or what actually happens when you die? So when I was 20, basically I was in Paris, and I was working in a recruitment company, and I didn't like it too much. I mean, it was successful, but I wanted to go out every night. I just don't want to work the whole day. So I would go out every night, of course, and I would be very tired. I would get so tired. And that day, I called a friend of mine and said, I'm so tired, I can't stay like that. This is awful. I'm working during the day, going out at night. And then he said, I'm going to do some Reiki for you. I'm going to come to your house, and then we'll do some Reiki, and then you won't be tired tomorrow. So he came to my place, we sat down, hold each other's hands, and then we felt as if we were ascending, going really, really high in another dimension. It felt like we're going and going and going higher and higher. And we both felt exactly the same, to finally end up in this big cone on top of the universe. And in this cone, there were different kind of crystals that were, how can I say that? Not circulating, but they were, I don't have the word, but they were turning kind of around. And they were really big. I mean, these crystals were kind of big piece of light. There would be green, red, yellow, orange, all kind of colors. And there would be like this, going around. And it was huge. The cone was like, I don't know, 10,000 miles long and 10,000 miles wide. It was a very big thing, but there was a very good atmosphere in there. And what I felt, and it was extremely obvious to me, it was very much people. These crystals were souls, and these souls were just communicating one with the other. And they would, you could feel people, you could feel like there were people, but it looked much nicer than people somehow. I mean, there wasn't flesh. It was just pieces of lights, just going around and communicating, and you could feel people were really happy and talking to each other without talking, but communicating. And there were all these colors. And I realized that this is basically our soul or our spirit. When we're here right now, we have a little piece of light in there that is there and never moves. It's always in there doing whatever it's doing, communicating or in there, but it never goes anywhere, whether we are alive or not. We either are this piece of light when we die, or we're just here as a human being, and then we have a little piece of light in there that corresponds to us. And this is how we are all interconnected. That explains why sometimes, you meet someone and you feel a true connection with them. It could be true love, it could be true hate, it could be any kind of things. But there is something happening in there at the same time, because this is where we come from, this is where we go, and then I strongly believe in reincarnation, in past lives and future lives. And so we go there, we come down, we go back there, we come down, and it goes that way. So that's where we go, this is where we come from, this is where we go when we die. As a result, when I connect with the spirit who crossed over, I'm basically communicate with that piece of light in there that is connected to the spirit. And this is whom, I guess it's my piece of light that's talking to this other piece of light, and I can just translate it. So that's kind of what's happening. That's where we go. If we are a ghost, I believe we are a human being stuck, not being able to return to that place. And so at the same time, we need to be helped to actually reach this other dimension. We need some help. This is what I do sometimes. That's what I was trying to do with this spirit. His name was, I forgot his name right now, Fernand. That was the name. Fernand is like an old French name. But when I connected with him, this is the name I got. And I helped him, going under the side. So that's kind of what's happening. Okay, so let me remind you who I am if you just joined me. I'm Raphael, the world's medium. I have been a psychic and medium for the past hundreds of years or maybe less. And what I do, basically, I connect with spirits. If you type a name of a person you would like to reconnect with, I will see what comes in. This is experimental, as I always say it. We see what comes up, but if there's a question or something that feels unfinished with someone, you can type it in here, and I will be very happy to respond and see what I'm getting, what kind of vibration I'm getting from this person. So You're welcome typing in. If there's someone who wants to join, invite them over. You can also join on YouTube. Kristen, I see you here on YouTube. If you want to ask a question, you are very welcome asking something. We can also here talk about anything supernatural, whether if you have any question, about what comes up after life, what's surrounding us. For instance, that's another thing as well that people are not aware of. We are surrounded by spirits everywhere. We have spirit guides. Like at the moment as I'm talking to you, there's like 100 people around me. There's different souls, different spirits. They are here to guide me, to help me, to support me. And so they're behind me. Two spirits that I have, it's a woman, one of them, who used to be a psychic. Actually, it's a woman with blonde hair who loves fragrance. That's why every time to make her happy, I always wear a little bit of this fragrance that I bought in Dubai, actually. So she likes it. I wear it because then she supports me and she's more around me. And then there's this man who's a pirate and who fights for me. When anything happens, he will fight for me and protect me. So that's kind of a side of me that's a little bit aggressive. If someone creates me trouble, I can be very aggressive. But then there's the other side of the blonde woman who's just, with me, helping me, accompanying me, and helping me through connecting to different spirits. So that's what it's like. This is kind of my life. What I do as well, let me tell you about something, there's something that people don't really know about is how to protect yourself from bad spirits or bad things. What happened to me, because I do this job, sometimes what happens is if I do a spirit communication with someone, if I remove a spell from someone, because we have sometimes spells and bad energies that were sent to us from people that didn't like us. So sometimes when I do that work for someone, then the spirit comes and attacks me, in the middle of the night. That happened, of course, in the night. It never happens in the day when you're at the supermarket or having fun with friends at a garden party. It always happens at night, in the middle of the night. So what I do is when that happens, I always wear a black tourmaline. It's like a crystal. I don't have it here, but it's actually behind. Let me just check. It's in my box behind. So I always wear a black tourmaline. I find that it is something that really, really protects me. So, when I feel a spirit, like what happens is sometimes I'm laying down and then I feel like something is laying on me. And it's not a person, it's like something you can't see, which is awful. And so it starts kind of touching you and it's on you and you don't know how to get out of it. It feels like this spirit, this person's very strong and you're tired, you have to sleep. So basically, something that you need to remember is that spirits are not material. It's not like matter. It cannot create much things to you. It cannot really do much to you, but it's very unpleasant to have it like on you and kind of pushing you. And so, but you have to remember you can fight against it. And the way I find to protect yourself against these attacks is to wear a black tourmaline. This is a black tourmaline that I found here in Mexico by the river. So they made it for me. They put a little piece of black tourmaline, as you can see. And there's also malachite. And this is a crystal that I feel is really pushing the bad spirits away, And that's really something that can happen very often. Sometimes you go to a house for a vacation or to a hotel, for instance, and the hotel is haunted by all these people that stayed there for all these years. And maybe one of them just wants to attack you and bother you and try to sleep with you. It's very, 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 very strange. I don't know if anyone there ever had that kind of problem already, but you should definitely type in your comment and let me know exactly what happened, because this is something that happens very often and people don't know what to do. And it feels like last night I went to bed and something started to touch me, and it's very strange because it feels kind of sexual or sensual, and something's like touching you and you don't know what to do and you're like, what is happening? And then you wake up, you see there's nobody in there and it's a spirit. So yes, you can always fight against it. And if that happens, I do recommend to wear a black tourmaline. It is something that definitely discourages them to attack you. And now I have a question from Kristen on YouTube. She's asking me, okay, my grandmother Pearl on my love life, if she will talk about it, does she have anything to say about my friend? Okay, so let's see if Kristen's grandmother Pearl wants to say something about this special person that she's seeing, that she likes. So sometimes spirits want to tell us something. So let me concentrate a little bit and see what she wants to say about him. I think she likes him, I want to say, Kristen, it feels like she likes that person very much, she likes him very much. she likes him. She finds him adorable. That's what I'm feeling. You know, she's saying like he's adorable, but she doesn't find him very strong. You know, so it feels like somehow I feel that she feels that you can manipulate him, or you can kind of push him to do things. So that's if you wanted him to do anything that you want him to do, that's what Pearl is saying. You can kind of like manipulate him somehow. So she's feeling that very much, but she sees a lot of kindness about that person that you see, that special person. She sees him very kind, a little bit of a Prince Charming, but a little bit of Prince Charming like in a Disney movie. So she feels a little bit like, yeah, he's very charming, very nice, very kind, but a little bit soft at the same time. Someone who cannot take decisions really easily. So that's kind of what she's feeling. But she feels that it's a, how can I explain it? She feels that it's a soft soul, this man, you know, it's a soft soul, and it's it can bring you romance. I'm hearing. That's what I'm hearing from her. He can be really creative with you, and be there's a fairy tale element that is in connection with this man that you're telling me about. So that's what she feels about him, you know, very much. Yes. So I hope I was able to bring a little bit of clarity from your grandmother Pearl. That's what she said. But she likes him. She's almost, she finds him charming, you know. It feels like, she's like, oh, he's charming. He's really charming. He's a nice boy, actually. She doesn't see him as a man. She sees him as a boy. That's what I'm sensing. We have more questions coming up right now in the chat. So there's T. Nicole, by the way. I just wanted to tell you, join us on YouTube because Facebook sometimes can be a little bit tricky. Sometimes there is some weird witch and people coming on the Facebook, and then they start bothering everyone. So I think it's preferable if you come on YouTube. I'm going to send you the link right now so you can connect. I'm going to do that for you, my dear T, on Facebook, because I do a little bit of everything here, typing, talking, connecting with spirits. I want to say hi to Diesel Noir, who joined us. It's been a while. We haven't seen each other. And then let me see. Hyacinth is asking a question on YouTube. So, hi, Raphael. I didn't have that experience, but really remember a dream of seeing black male figures standing at the end of my bed. I woke up frightened and still remember it well. Interesting. Well, maybe, you know, I want to tell you a story, by the way. Actually, an experience I've been through that's a little bit similar to what you're saying, you know. I don't know if I should tell you actually, but I had something a little bit similar, yes, with actually that one person that came into my life and that I feel had a very negative energy that came from a past life. And I feel that that person came into my life because I had a poster that represented this warrior from some African tribe or something. And later on, a similar person arrived in my life and was really strange. What I'm trying to say is that sometimes we attract certain things, or, you know, it depends. It could be a connection with your past life, you know, Haya. That's what it could be that, you know, I could connect with that. I feel like, yeah, it feels like this warrior kind of element as well. You know, it feels like you could have been in a war with them in a past life. I see Aboriginals from Australia. For some reason, I'm feeling something like that, Haya. So I don't know if that speaks to you, but no matter what, you know, these spirits cannot do much against you. I do recommend wearing a black tourmaline that I just showed before. This is something I wear sometimes when I feel that a spirit could actually get into my vibration, you know, in the middle of the night. Sometimes that happens. You see something. Actually, Diesel Noir may remember, because in LA I had that ghost in the bungalow, and that's kind of how the whole thing started. So yeah, that was really, really scary. But yes, you can always protect yourself using a black tourmaline. So Haya, if you want to tell us a little more about that story that you had when you saw this person standing at the end of your bed, it seems a little bit scary. Anyway, for the people joining us right now, I wanted to remind you, my name is Raphael, the world's medium. I have been a psychic and a medium for 100 years, or maybe a little less, but I communicate with spirits. And every Monday at 6 o'clock LA time and 9 o'clock New York time, I communicate with spirits. We try to reconnect with the soul and the spirits of people who crossed over. We also talk about anything that is supernatural. So if you want to ask any question right now, you're really welcome. Typing it in Instagram, or you can also type it in on YouTube. If you have any question about supernatural things happening to you. Right now we have on YouTube, Haya is saying she started to hang a piece of jade on her bedside to help with her nerves. Yeah, the jade is very good for that, anything green. And but try a black tourmaline, because the black tourmaline has the property to push away any spirit that wants to enter your vibration or your circle. So if you want to push something away, a black tourmaline. You can also, you were mentioning that you had this black figure, this black person appearing in the middle of the night that was a spirit or something that scared you. You can actually put some black tourmaline around your bed. You can just put them all around and create some kind of a network, a network of tourmaline that blocks anything to enter your vibration or your space. So this is something that I would recommend for you, Haya, very much. And then we have Tina, who's asking us on YouTube, any messages from Ashley? She was a huge part of, I guess you are going to tell me, I guess I would say of your life, but you could just finish your question. Any message from Ashley? So Tina is asking me what I see for Ashley. So I'm just going to write her name, first of all, on my, okay, I'm going to write it on my book, on my notebook. So first of all, what I feel with Ashley, I see a lot of, I don't know, I see things growing, you know, around her, like plants. I see a lot of lush plants growing around her, but I also see the thing to powder your face. I see the brush, you know, to paint, or but like big brush. I don't know why, but I'm feeling this big brush. But I also see plants. I see this, big brush and big plants around her. It's very beautiful. I see a lot of color, like a purple and very, very beautiful color. Red, shades of purple and red and pink. And I see all that around her. Color was very important. Maybe changing the hair color as well. I'm seeing this kind of a brush effect with color in it. A lot of beauty around her. That's what I would say. That's really what I'm feeling right now. A lot of beauty around her. Definitely a message about the plants that you have around you. She loved red. I love it too, by the way. So that's a good match with your friend. But yeah, it very much feels like these plants are very important, but I also feel a sense of dyeing things in different colors. So dyeing silk, or, you know, when you have this very strong color and you can dye different things, or using a brush, painting, but painting these kind of very bright watercolors as well. I'm seeing that this is important about her, but I also feel like painting the hair. I don't know if you ever had like very bright hair, you know, sometimes in the 70s. I mean, actually not just in the 70s, even now, but there was this very bright, actually, I wasn't born in the 70s, by the way, but like in the 80s, or no, in the 90s, actually, in 95, I bought this dye, I remember, and you could dye your hair in every kind of color, like fuchsia, red, and there's something about this matter that I'm feeling around her, dyeing things, changing the fiber, putting colors in it. I see that around her. There's a message to you, which is very much, I just color my hair silver. Well, maybe there's a connection with definitely like, but was she doing anything with hair? Because I feel she was dyeing things or changing the color or mixing things. I see the color, the pigments was very important to her. What I feel from her is very much, there's a message of beauty, going to beautiful things. You know Rothko, by the way, the painter, Rothko, I don't know if you say Rothko or Rothko in English, but I see a lot of these paintings of Rothko, this very famous, I think he was Russian, this painter. There's a big room like that in England at the National Gallery, or, you know, there's a lot of, is it called the National Gallery? I forgot the name, but anyway, this big museum in London, there's a lot of Rothko, there's a whole room like that. Do you know this painter? Because I see these colors around her very much. I feel like it's very much about emotions when she sees these colors. I think she would encourage you as well to play with these colors, to surround yourself with them. Fuchsia, red. That's what I'm sensing. And painting, maybe you need to paint. Maybe that's what she would say, you know, that you need to paint. Maybe you should start painting. That would be a good thing for you. She would like to see you painting, drawing, but painting mostly. Do you do that, by the way, Tina? You have an idea of a new business venture, anything related to that? That's a good question. Maybe, yes. I definitely see the idea of painting, selling brushes. So something with color, painting, brushes, decor, plants that look very bright as well. You know these beautiful exotic plants that you can find sometimes, like that look like a parrot, orange. And there's something about these beautiful flowers that are definitely connected with you, with this new business you could do. power colors, plants with flower, maybe flower business, but also painting, selling paint, selling all these colors. That's something that I feel very, very good for you. That's what she would say. And these colors are very important. Once again, you know, you need to paint the place where you will do that. It needs to be painted in these colors. That's what I'm sensing. I also see painted glass, you know, transparent, and I see these colors through it. So she feels the color has to be very important, very, very connected. Wine color as well. That's something that's very, very, that she sees. I see wine as well. I don't know why. So maybe you will serve wine while you sell the painting, but it feels like drinking wine as well, like good wine, a very beautiful color. Like she would look at the color. I can see through the color of the wine. So that's what I'm sensing around you very much. It feels that I've always loved stained glass. Yeah, that's what you say. So it feels that way. Yes. Art, colors, selling color to paint, or maybe paint yourself. But I also see plants and beautiful flowers. I see you something with a maybe painting some flowers as well. You know, I don't know all the name of the flowers, but you know, let me try to find if I know any name of flowers, orchids, or but like this very bright peonies, you know, peonies. It's not peonies, peonies. Yeah, these kind of flowers. I can see you painting that or surrounding yourself with that, and this color is very important. When you have that color around you, she's here. What else do I feel around her? I see poetry, music, going to a place, show, theater. I see all that very connected to her as well. But the really refined art, there's something Asian around her as well that I can see. So I can see this refined, it's very refined, very bright at the same time. Fabric as well, there's fabric, dresses, dyeing the color, changing the color. I see all that around you. So it seems that the color will be very important for this new business venture that you are that you could do, you know, that you could start doing. But that's what I'm seeing from her. Everything needs to, yeah, I see a sense of beauty, of really beauty and elegance. Elegance, yes, I'm sensing that as well from her. She liked classy things as well somehow, you know, things that are classy, elegant, a certain way. I see fabric, dresses, this, yeah, connection to that kind of aesthetic. So you say you always draw flowers and love them flowers. I planted beautiful flowers at her grave. I think she will appreciate that very much. And I think she loves these paintings, I would imagine, because I see painting, flowers, brush. Yes, actually, it's, I'm thinking of this flower, the bungalow. I don't know if I pronounce it properly, but that kind of fuchsia color as well is very much something that you would relate to. And exotic flowers, and she loves to see them. She loved them. They keep her alive where she is. It keeps a connection with you. Ruby as well. I'm feeling that, like the stone. So all these beautiful, you know, paintings, luxury is definitely something that keeps a connection with her. She's encouraging into that. Believe in beauty. I'm hearing. I don't know why, but believe in beauty. Believe in your beauty. Believe in the beauty outside in nature. She's in every beautiful things that you can see around. That's where she appears. Once again, yeah, flowers, but I see even the brush when you dip it in, when you dip the brush in the paint, I can just see like the brush. It looks a bit like hair. Anyway, it's hair, a brush. Sometimes it's made of when you're painting with a brush, it's made of hair, of animal hair or fake hair. But I really see that this how it looks when you dip it in and you paint, and yeah, that's what I'm seeing. But there's another thing as well I want to say that I'm feeling is cakes, decorating cakes as well, you know, with these flowers and these sugar things. And so it's very much something about creating, you know, being creative and creating something, painting, creating cakes, you know, selling flowers, arranging them together. There's something about that she feels would be a very good idea for you, Tina. That's what I'm sensing. So I hope I was able to reconnect you a little bit with her. If you want to ask a specific question, like something, I don't know, if you something, I can see a carousel. I don't know why, but I see a carousel around her, going on a carousel and having a lot of fun on this carousel, a ride, you know, at the fun fair. Or I see that this carousel and laughing, and she's really enjoying that. Yeah, I see that around her. That's what I'm feeling. Let me remind you what we're doing here tonight. My name is Raphael, the world's medium, right now on Instagram Live and also on YouTube and Facebook, kind of everywhere. You are invited to type in a question or a name of a person you would like to reconnect. This show is called Talk to Spirits. It's every Monday at 6 o'clock LA time, 9 o'clock New York time. But of course, you can join from anywhere in the world when you see that picture, that video. And you can, of course, type in the name of the person you would like to communicate with. You can subscribe to my YouTube channel as well, of course. I have been doing this Monday show since, I don't know, it's been 10 times or something like that. It is only very newly on Instagram Live. I wanted to welcome Steve. There's also Downtown Danny who's here. There's Bliss Daibel who joined as well. If you want to ask anything about supernatural, you came to the right place, because this is where you can ask anything. I'm waiting for your comments and your questions. And also on YouTube, of course, where we have quite a few people. And yes, so talking about supernatural tonight. So let me see a little bit what is going on in there. My name is Raphael, the world's medium. This is your destination for anything supernatural. So if you want to reconnect with someone who crossed over, or you lost someone, let me tell you about a story. It's a little bit sad, but I will still tell you. When I was, I don't know, I was like 22, I used to have a very good friend called Pierre, who actually used to live in Strasbourg, in the east of France. And or maybe I was 21, I forgot exactly. But anyway, and one day, basically one day I was with my friends having a drink in the afternoon. We would always go to that place in the afternoon with friends. Every afternoon we would do that. And someone came and said, do you know this guy, Pierre, from this restaurant? His parents own this restaurant. We said, yeah, of course. And they said, okay, he died. And we're like, what? And we were all shocked. That was like my best friend, and he died from a car crash just the day before. And that was really, really, really shocking for me, extremely shocking. And but somehow it feels as if he did say goodbye to me, because a few days before we were going to the same gym, and then I saw him in front of the gym and he waved at me, and that's the last time I saw him. So somehow I feel like I was able to say goodbye, but it was really, really, really difficult to lose someone. That being said, the good thing about it is that no matter where he is, I feel that every time there's something successful that happens in my life, there's some successes, that happen. He's always behind me. He's always with me. I can always feel him around, and he's always laughing. It's a very happy spirit. And he's always, even right now, I can feel him around. He's always laughing and making fun. He has no regrets with the fact that, his life was kind of really short. It was definitely not a long life, because let me just see what is going on. Okay, anyway, there is someone on Twitch trying to advertise for something, but never mind. And so Pierre is always around me, and I can always feel his smile. I can see him behind, and he's always here around. So what I'm trying to say is that no matter if people cross on the other side, they are still here with us. We will be with them again. And we never really die at the end of the day. We just transition. Actually, it's very long. Sometimes I feel like, is it going to end one day? Are we going to stop transitioning? And I guess maybe it gets tired, because knowing that there will be another life, and then another, and then another. Sometimes it's a little bit scary, especially when you see how the world is right now. You think, do I want to be reincarnated in the next life, or do I still want to be here? But anyway, we'll still be here. And we'll be able to still talk when that happens. So let me see. There's Haya who said, is there anything for my young niece, Naomi? So let me see what I'm feeling from Naomi for you. Haya, who's asking on YouTube right now. So let me see what I'm sensing from your niece, Naomi. So let me see what I'm feeling from her, I see her playing, I see her playing. There's a sense of playing and having fun. I see a lot of playing. I see a piano. I hear playing the piano, but I don't hear the piano. But somehow I feel like playing the piano, playing and being happy doing that. There's a sense of music and like having like something with the hands. That's why I'm doing that with my buddy right now. But doing something with her hands, she's like playing, she's having fun, she's clapping. And I see like she's really clapping, playing, really enjoying the music. That's what I'm feeling around her, like really giggling a lot. I see like a spirit that's really like giggling, laughing, playing. I always want to play. I see the ball, playing with the ball, like throwing this ball here and there. There's an animal as well running around the ball. I'm feeling that, a very fast spirit kind of thing, witty, fast, fun. There's a lot of fun around her. That's what I'm feeling. A lot of fun. I see her playing with other children, by the way. Wherever she is, I can see there's other people around her. She's with a whole classroom, I feel. Like a lot of people around her, that are around her. And I hear her laugh, okay? I hear a laugh from her. I think what she wants you to play with her. I'm sensing like, come and play with me, be with me, play. It's fun. I want to play with you. There's a sense of play, joy. I feel that the message for you, Haya, is like you need to play, you need to have more fun, you need to surround yourself with children, you need to hear children laugh. That's what I'm sensing from her. School, children that are laughing. It is something that is very good for you, that would do you good to hear that when you have them around you. You like it. It brings you happiness and joy. And you really need to surround yourself by children. Maybe going to a park when things are reopened, because right now a lot of things are closed. But children's park, kindergarten, see children playing, enjoying without thinking too much. That's very much what I'm feeling from her, hearing that, hearing the little child laughing, playing a ball, falling down, and a simple way of seeing things. That's what she's sending you. That's what she wants you to feel, to realize. This is what you need very much. Simple, just simple, instant emotions and happy emotions, Yeah, you say it's true that children live through spirits. It feels very much that way. That happens to a lot of people. It's true, because children, are always, children are always real. What you see is what you get. They like you, they don't like you, they like that, they don't. Something fell off, they're upset. It's very instant. This is something that could really help you right now, Haya. That's what I'm seeing. That's what she's saying. You connect well with kids. You're saying, yes, you need to see them. You need to hear them. I feel she's very connected to that. This Naomi, what I'm feeling is she's connected with all these children around, and I can hear them, everywhere, and playing as well. Yes, you need. I see you playing with them. Maybe not being a nanny, but like playing with children. I don't know, like I don't know if that's what you do, but it feels like you could really be. Helping children as well. It feels very much that way, helping them, entertaining them. Maybe when there's Christmas, reading fairy tales, for children that are not happy in poor environments. Maybe there's something you can do about children, helping them to find the joy as well and find the joy at the same time. It feels like this is what I'm getting from her to you. That's what she wants to say to you. Because she's like, we're a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun around us, and she wants to share that with you. And also she wants to tell you that where she is, it's fun. There's a sense of fun around her, and she's not alone. There's a lot of people around her, and everybody's laughing and enjoying, and that's where she is. So it's quite a positive image that I'm seeing, that I'm feeling, that I'm hearing. Yes, little dresses and children like running everywhere. It feels that way. So yes, this is a message for you from Naomi. I hope I was able to bring you a little bit of clarity, a little bit of light, if I could say, by connecting you like that. But it was definitely entertaining and a light spirit, and very happy and very smiley and with a little voice, and I can see all these children, I can feel them around, and it feels very much that way. And also maybe you would feel less lonely as well. There's a sense of you, maybe you really need that. You need to be reminded this. I don't know, maybe you miss this energy at the moment, to see children, to be with them. You miss it. That's what you need. But I also see little animals, so a little animal, a little bulldog, or little animal with you that could bring that to you too. Because animals are real as well. What you see is what you get. They see a slice of ham somewhere, they will try to catch it, or you touch them, they're happy, they look at you. So a bit like children somehow, animals can sometimes react a little bit instinctively, just like children do, and they can they can remind us, what it is to just to be real, it brings reality back into our lives. Animals, children. Everything is just what you see is what you get, there's no second thinking, or usually there isn't. So let me remind you who I am for the one who just joined us. My name is Raphael. I am the world's medium. So I have been a psychic and a medium for 100 years. I said it 50 times, not 100 years, but for many years. And I've always been very connected to different spirits. My first major experience as a medium occurred when I was in my parents' beach house. I was 24. And there was some weird ghost in the staircase that I came face to face with. It was green. It was upset. It was really, really upset. It had a green hat. And it looked like as if it had drowned in water. And what I found out later is that this person was the original owner of the house, and that the house was repossessed from him, actually was taken off him. My family had a bank back then, a while ago. he couldn't pay and they took the house. So we never really have been welcome in that house. And I only found out later, much later in my life, like recently, that this ghost, this person was just very upset at our family for taking the home from him, and he was blaming us from all of it. And I said sorry for the family. And since then, the vibration is better, and it feels like he understood that there was no need or no. It wouldn't change anything for him to stay, for his spirit to stay in the house and to hold on to that house, because he needs to just go and go into the light. And that's kind of the conversation I had with him. And now things are a little bit better. What also happened to what happened to me because of this ghost, who was so upset of my family, my ancestor, who had I have the same name as my ancestor, which is never a good idea to call someone exactly the same name, especially someone who was a banker, and I don't know what he was doing, but maybe some dodgy business, I don't know. And so as a result, I was the one who had to clear and fix everything with this ghost. But at the same time, without that ghost, Fernand is his name, I would never be here with you tonight, because I was not thinking I would ever work as a medium and a psychic. This is something it was always part of me, but I would never think that this would lead me here and yeah, to travel around the world and talk to spirits and do readings and so. But it's interesting. That's what my life is now about. And it all came because of that ghost that wanted that, that wanted me to do that, basically. So there's Haya who says they used to have hamsters. Yeah. I was just talking about animals, and hamsters are definitely they're quite amazing. I mean, I don't know if you've been able to communicate with the hamsters. I do talk to different animals as well, because animals have a spirit as well. You can actually communicate with them with telepathy. I often do that with cats or dogs, but I've never done that with hamsters. Maybe for a reason that I have to tell you a little story. I mean, if you care. But when I was a child, I was 5 years old, and my parents went to New York. And they left me at some friend's house because I was too little or whatever. And I went to the bathroom at this house once, and there was a big guinea pig in the bathroom. I don't know why it was in there, but in a cage on top of a piece of furniture. And I just wanted to touch the little guinea pig. I put my finger in the cage and the guinea pig bit my hand, like it bit my finger, like you have no idea. I suffered, like it was awful. I was 6 years old, I think 5 or 6, and I never said anybody. So now everyone knows, and that stupid guinea pig was named Pansy. So now the whole world knows, and it bit me very much. So I'm a little bit scared of guinea pigs right now. But hamsters, I guess, are different, and I could try to communicate with hamsters, but that guinea pig communicated with me and just bit my finger, and it was horrible. And I remember it went through my finger. It felt like a needle in my finger. It was awful. So do not mess with the guinea pigs. That's what the guinea pigs has to say tonight. The other thing as well that I like to connect with spirit animals. Right now, I'm in Mexico, in Puerto Vallarta, where I'm kind of chilling out with this COVID period around the world where you can't do anything. Here, things are pretty open. And there's a lot of animals here, and some of them are the whales, actually. I see whales jumping in the ocean from the window, and it's very interesting to connect with different spirits. The whale, for instance, is very much about a spirit of love. Whale only have one partner, and they stay with them, and for forever, or maybe they change one day. I'm not exactly sure, but it's definitely a symbol of eternal love. So when you see a whale somewhere, maybe it's trying to tell you something, and seeing this animal is telling you something about your current situation. I also saw some. There's a lot of how do you call it, of these manta rays as well that are jumping everywhere. Here in Puerto Vallarta in the ocean, these manta rays are jumping. The manta ray means that you need to really go through with the future. It's very much like a future kind of animal. It says, embrace the future, go fast, and be very much into technology. And so every time you see an animal like that, it has a message for you. And it's not by accident when you see a little squirrel in a tree or a black squirrel somewhere at a very specific moment of your life. It could be any kind of animal. It could also be a, how do you call that again? A raccoon. I remember in LA, I was surrounded by raccoon that would hang in that tree by my window, and they always have a message for you, the raccoon as well. It's very much about accepting your life the way it is, and just move on if you have to. And so yes, I connect very much with spirit of animals as well. In fact, I will be doing a show about that in the near future, where I will talk to different animals. I want to say hello to Amish, I think, I think that's Amish who just joined us. There's Dare to be joined, who joined us too. I wonder who that is, but I'm sure they're really cool. My name is Raphael, the world's medium. I'm here, I'm a psychic and a medium. And what we do on Monday, I do this show called Talk to Spirits. It's on YouTube, but I also talk to people on Instagram at the same time. And you can reconnect with the spirit of someone who crossed over. All you need to do is to type the name of the person you want to reconnect. I will not share the screen with Instagram right now for the live, because this is more like you just type in, who you want to reconnect with. But you are very welcome typing in a name, and I will do my best to reconnect with them. This show is experimental. I have been doing it for about 9 Mondays. This is probably the 9th one. And we're here to reconnect with spirits and talk about anything supernatural. You are very welcome typing the name of a person you would like to reconnect with. Or if you have questions, or if you want to comment as well about something that happened to you. Do you have a ghost in the house? Have you ever saw something strange, like you were upstairs in the house and then you went to go to the kitchen in the middle of the night and you saw something, you heard something, you smelled something? Spirits have so many ways to materialize. Sometimes they appear, sometimes as a smoke. There's like an ancestor of ours that used to smoke a cigar, and strangely, we're in an apartment somewhere and we start to smell that cigar smell, and in a non-smoking building. So things like that can happen. They can also be a fragrance of someone that was very dear to you, and then you start feeling that fragrance, you smell it, and it reminds you of maybe your grandmother, like an ancestor of someone. They can be a lot of smells. Sometimes I get smells like that, like I communicate with the spirit and I can feel like I'm in the kitchen and I can smell the cakes or the things that are cooking. It's just very interesting. Or there can be a smell of a tree. So have you ever experienced something like that? I would love to see. Okay, so Dare to Be on Instagram is saying, I heard in a dream a woman's voice that said, I am worried about you. Okay, so that person was worried about you. Let me see a little more about that. To me, from what I'm feeling, I feel like it's a grandmother, like a woman. It feels like a grandmother who's she's worried about you, because let me just see why she's saying that. She's worried about your future. She's worried about where you live. I feel like it's about the place where you live. She's worried about that. It's not safe where you are. The country where you live, where you are right now, is not a safe place. It feels that you are good, but your surroundings are not very good. That's what I'm sensing from this person. She's saying it's not good where you are. You need either to protect yourself or to move to another place where you will be safer. It's very much about that. Where you are is not very safe. And there's a sense of danger. There's a sense of people in the street, but it's like physically where you live is not a safe place. So I think that's why she's worried about you. She's worried that something would happen to you, or there's some violence around. I can see there's some gangs of violence, but there's something like that happening around you, and she's worried about that. She feels that maybe you should move to maybe countryside and going away from, I don't know if you're in a city, but it feels like you should be more hiding a little bit, retreating, if I can say. The country, I see a home, I see countryside, or I see more like a house than where you are right now. Or like she's almost saying return home, come back home. There's a sense of going home, maybe where you come from, but it feels like where you are is not safe. That's why she's worried about you. She feels there's a sense of danger. So it's about going back where you come from, where you're coming from. So if you want to tell me if that resonates with you, you're very welcome typing in a comment. Let me remind you, I am Raphael, the world's medium. I have been a psychic and medium for many years. And tonight, every Monday, we talk to different spirits. It's called Talk to Spirits. It's a show that is on YouTube. You can subscribe to my YouTube channel if you click on my bio on Instagram, or anywhere where you see that video, on Facebook, on Twitch, on anywhere you see it. There's a link to YouTube and you can connect with me and subscribe to my channel. I do another show as well that many people enjoy. It's on Friday. It's called Devoured Life, and then people can ask questions about themselves, about work, love, money, what's happening in your life. You can ask me, and then I check with my tarot what is going on in your life. But tonight we're more into spirits, and we're actually getting close to the end of the show tonight. So if anyone wants to connect with the spirit before I log off, you are very welcome writing something now, and then I will respond. But anyway, for now, it's been great to see you every Monday, 6 o'clock. Talk to Spirit. 6 o'clock LA time, New York time, 9 p.m. It's also on YouTube. And the other show is Friday, Tarot Live, 6 p.m. LA time, 9 p.m. New York time. You could just subscribe to my YouTube channel so you will know next time I'm live, and we will talk into your life. We will really get deep dive into your life and see what is happening in love, work, money, career, and we'll try to bring some clarity. Thank you very much for watching. It was a pleasure to be with you tonight. Thank you for commenting, and I will see you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.